Hello everybody, Akroto here from Project Ascension, and I'm making a series about some abilities and talents which are overall really good to use. And on the first episode I'm gonna talk about tank talents and abilities. So let's start it. And the first and the best talent you must take as a tank, Survival of the Fittest. It increases all your attributes by 6% and also reduces you will be critical hit. So you need less defense rating and you gain a bunch of stats, which is extremely valuable. The next is in the Holy Tree. You're probably gonna need hit rating. For 2 points you get 4 hit rating from this talent, and also it increases the range of your judgment by 20 yards if you use it. If you don't use it, it's still 4% hit rating, really useful. On the next there's the protection tree called Improved Righteous Fury. You're definitely gonna use Righteous Fury because it increases your threat generation, but with this you also reduces the damage taken by 6% overall, so spells and everything. So this is the best talent in that. And the next, the last talent, which is extremely useful, called Nether Protection in the Destruction Wallout. If you hit by a spell, you have this chance to get another protection, the 30% reduction from the spell school, and you must keep in mind every spell has a spell school. Like in the boss fight, many things can happen, and everything can proc you another protection, and after that if the damage types hits you, you have this on you, and it can proc on itself, which means it refreshes its duration, and you can have more nether protection you if there is more damage types. So you can have fire, nature, shadow, holy, all of them on you, so all different nether protections. Okay, next let's talk about a little bit avoidance. First I'm gonna show you a not so great, like this anti-crustacean. It increases your dodge chance by 1%, not so bad. There are much better alternatives. And for example, in the combat rogue, this is the best you can choose. This increases your parry and also increases your expertise, which is really useful because you most likely be gonna be in front of the boss, so the boss have less parry chance and less dodge chance if you're using this. Meanwhile, you're increasing your parry. The next one is in the protection warrior. It's called one-handed weapon specialization. Increases your melee physical damage and also increases your parry, so some threat and some parry too. And there is two more, which are a little bit worse than those, like the lightning reflex, increases your dodge chance and the melee haste. Yeah, I know it's not that great, but better than just plain dodge, definitely. And the other one is called Reckoning. If you see, yeah, it's a little bit RNG based to get the proc chance, but you gain also parry by this, so feel free to choose. It's definitely a good talent, still better than plain parry or dodge. Okay, let's talk about a little bit threat generating. There is toughness, which increases your armor and your threat generation. For example, as you see, I don't use it, but it really helps a lot if you need more threat, because it's overall with all your skills while you get armor. The next one is in the combat rogue, called Unfair Advantage. Like if you dodge or parry, then you hit back with your main hand weapon, and it can proc on every second, so it's really fine. Yeah, this talent is better if you have more dodge and parry, but with less I cannot say it's a bad talent, it's just getting better. And the last one in the Fury Warrior, the armor to the teeth, because you will have plenty of armor if you're a tank. You gain a really high amount of attack power, which helps in your aggro. Also there is one more, it's also a little bit overall. The improved defensive stance, you take less spell damage, really useful. And also if you block, dodge, parry, you gain physical damage increase, so you're gonna have this all the time up if you're tanking a boss, even with low parry or dodge, because then your block will be high. Let's talk about some abilities which you really must take. Like, actually this is only one you must take. It's called Inner Weight. If you use someone or on yourself who missing mana, this generates insane amount of threat. So as a tank, you must take it. It just generates so high threat, you have to take it. Okay, next, let's talk about cooldowns. And let me show you the best first. It's called Guardian Spirit in the Holy Tree. If you use this, lasts for 10 seconds, and if you die during this duration, you don't die and you get your 50% health back. You might not die during the duration, but then you gain more healing in the 10 seconds, so you might survive because of that. 3-minute cooldown, so you can use twice or 3 times, who knows. Hopefully you don't need to. One more useful thing in this, you can use on other people too. Yeah, most likely you're gonna use on yourself, but you can still use on someone else, and you might save someone in the raid. The next, yeah, from this it's a little bit more complicated, because yeah, the shield wall definitely is the best in damage reduction. 60% for 12 seconds. It's a really long duration, but the cooldown is also really low. It's 5 minutes. For example, we have Divine Protection in the protection penalty, which is really nice. Also 50%, it's a lot. But yeah, normally it's 3% with some talents too, but it only lasts for 6 seconds. Also in the Discipline Priest, we have it's a talent actually, the Pain Suppression. For 8 seconds, 40% reduction, 3 minutes cooldown. Kinda useful. So yeah, it's a good talent. I'm just not saying it's the best. It's really hard to tell from this point. If you check, it reduces the threat of the target, so most likely yourself. Don't be afraid of this, that 5% is nothing, or if that 5% matters, your DPS has already aggro problems. And you can use also Pain Suppression on other people, so can be useful. Yeah, there is one in the combat role, Evasion. Like, it has kinda high cooldown, only for getting some dodge for 15 seconds. So the other talents like reduces the damage, and it gives you a chance to dodge the attack, and if the attack is not dodgeable, it's useless, so it's not a great ability. I'm just showing this. And we have 2 more, which might be interesting. The Shamanistic Rage. It's only 50%, but lasts for 15 seconds. You can use this while you are stunned, and only 1 minute cooldown. Also in the balance tree, there is the Bark Skin, which is about the same as the Shamanistic Rage, only 12 seconds, but you don't need to use talent point. And one more thing in the end, I've seen many people took the shield specialization. It's a bad talent. If you see, it's only 1% dodge you get for 1 talent point, and it gives you, yeah, generates more rage. You're never gonna rage start if you're tanking, so it's useless already. And why take 1% block when you can take 1% dodge or parry? Because the dodge, just when you block, you absorb some amount of the damage if you dodge or parry, you eliminate the damage completely. So 1% block is nothing. Okay, thanks for watching, and on the next episode I'm gonna talk about some caster DPS stuffs. See you.